Viljo is one of the founder associates of ConversionXL, isn't it? The famous company, the famous agency, CRO agency. I think one of the founder was Pip Lyon, isn't it? Yeah,
yes,
yeah, it was one of the main creators. So we are focusing in this speech, especially on CRO, and so some techniques to optimize, in particular, e-commerce sites. So, Viljo, that's all yours.
Thank you. Before we start, I always ask, do we have any ConversionXL blog readers here? Can you raise your hands? Okay, not so many. Okay, but that's okay. So I'm Viljo. I'm from ConversionXL, and we mostly help bigger international corporations to make more money out of their online businesses. So we help companies to make more money out of their traffic. Sorry. And I have some quite interesting case studies for you today, and it's more about e-commerce, but actually you can apply the same principles also when you optimize landing pages or whatever web pages you are working on. So before we get started, a bit background information, because like about conversion optimization, we have this analogy that a web page is like a leaking bucket, and it's leaking money, and all those holes in the bucket are different problems, like maybe those can be like bad user experience, lousy copy, like call to actions that people don't see, stuff like that. So if you find those holes and if you block them, you will keep more money in the bucket and make everyone more happy. So so how to do that, and how do we work? There is the thing called CRO. I think many people today already have mentioned this term in their speeches, but essentially it means like understanding what matters to your customers and using that knowledge to change their behavior in favor of you. You know, like you can, if you know what really matters, you can use this knowledge to make more money. Because, as you know, there are so many different strategies and good case practices out there. You can find many blog posts who give you like 100 different ideas to test out on your web page, or I don't know, like 50 different strategies that you should use in your checkout, or like how to build your forms. There are so many different ways. But if you really understand what works for your customers, it's a very powerful piece of knowledge. Essentially, how the process goes is that you have to investigate before you start to optimize. You have to find all the problematic areas on your web page. For that, you have to gather a lot of qualitative data. It means that you have to gather user feedback with exit surveys and customer surveys. And then you also have to have quantitative data, analytics, heat maps, stuff like that. And if you combine this data, then you can really start to find insights. Like quantitative data shows you where the problems are. From your analytics, you will see like how many people are dropping off on different funnel steps. And the qualitative part then will explain and help you to understand why people are dropping off. And if you combine this data, you can then start to form treatments and bring your conversion rate up. And the process here, you should then investigate, then you should prioritize all the issues because there are always too many things to test. And you should always start to work on the most severe issues, like stuff that is in your checkout. People are maybe dropping off there. And because there are always too many things to test, so you should prioritize, then you should form treatments, and then you should also test, because if you don't test, it's just a redesign, and it's very hard to really know if a new version, let's say, of your checkout page or a form is working better or not. Okay, so let's look at the few case studies. And like when we start to optimize a web page, we always use our own research model. As already mentioned, it means that we gather a lot of data, qualitative data and quantitative data from different sources. Like we gather heat maps, we do mouse tracking analysis, we look at analytics, we do user testing, we do exit service, customer service, and then we combine this data to find very impactful tests. Okay, so a few examples. So this is the first case study, and we optimized this e-commerce store, and they sell high quality dog food. They tell it's very tasty. I never tasted it, but it looks very tasty, and it's quite popular, but it's quite expensive also. It's like a luxury product for dogs. So and they mostly operate in UK, but also they sell to other European countries. So when we started to optimize this site, and always when we start to optimize, we do analytics health check, because most analytics configurations are not set up properly. You know, you can see only like general numbers. That's why we do this health check to see that can we see a proper funnel? Do we see all the steps, all the buttons tracked? Because this is the information we need to know to see, to spot different problems. So, and when we did the analysis, we saw that the funnel was not set up in a correct way, so we did that. And after a few weeks, when the data was flowing in, we started to see like the